Hello, good morning. This is Talk Radio Monday morning. James Max here in about 20 minutes or so with early breakfast. Julia Hartley-Brewer from 6:30 as well. We'll get you brief and armed with everything you need to know to start Monday. In the meantime, there is some real uncertainties in there about kids getting back to school. It remains very much on the table, this debate about when and how. I think there is a general effort to ensure that schools are back functioning by September. Still some major question marks over exactly how that happens with social distancing and the new guidelines and the new way of living that we need to adopt. But that's for working out for another day. In the meantime, there is the gaping chasm for a lot of families of these 6-week holidays coming up. The kids who've been in school need a break. The teachers who for the most part have been working incredibly hard really need a break. There are many, many reasons the 6 weeks holiday do need to continue to happen this year, but it does present an unprecedented challenge for a lot of families who've had months now of trying to plug the gap and to carry their family life, I guess, and juggle that, the kids, the work, the money situation. It's really, really uncertain. Not just in terms of how you look after the kids, but also in terms of their education as well, right, which has taken a hammering in the last couple of weeks. Enter Ashley Bates, Mr. Bates, who is a teacher and the founder of the Shed School. He's going to help tutor your child from the comfort of his shed. It's a brilliant idea, this, and we're going to hear from Ashley in a minute after we hear the theme tune. It's got its own theme tune. It's going to sound something like this. I love it. Good morning, Mr. Bates.
Good morning.
That's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who wrote that? Did you write that?
I didn't actually know. A dear friend of mine, Kev Richardson, and the Positive Theme guys wrote it for me. But it's brilliant, isn't it? It's so much fun.
It's good. You've got your own theme song, Ashley. Who'd have thought it, my friend?
I know, right? I know.
That's a great measure of success in the world, Ashley, is when you've got your own theme song. Listen, we're going to talk in depth about what you're doing, Ashley, and I'm hoping that you're going to be able to quiz me as well with some questions from English and maths.
We've got some stuff lined up, yeah.
Okay, good. Great. Before we do that, I was wondering if you could just give us a bit of a sense of what a strange and difficult period this is for children, teachers, and their education.
Wow, yeah, it's been an odd time, hasn't it? So I work as a primary school teacher, and yeah, when the schools shut, it was very concerning, very scary for everybody. Kind of what's going to happen with the kids and where are they going to get their education from? I kind of started up the Shed School just as lockdown happened, really, and kind of streaming live videos from my shed to kind of help kids at home. We've now subsequently gone back to school. I'm back in school with my little year 1 class, and we are social distancing as much as we can, as much as 6-year-olds can, and we will be there till the end of term. But as you're aware in the news and things at the moment, there's so many children out there that haven't had any schooling over this whole period of time, and that's concerning. And so we're kind of trying to give as much kind of help out as possible, really, and build this kind of program of work for the summer, coming from the Shed School.
And what sort of impact can you, from your perspective, see that having on the children who can't get to school?
Well, I'm hoping what we're trying to build is something that is going to be regular. So every day we're going to be rolling out lessons for an hour, and these are going to be things on kind of picking up on key points. So key maths, key English. So we're going to be doing phonics every day. We're going to be doing daily kind of maths problem solving. And it's that kind of regular, everyday routine of doing something is how you kind of learn to get better, really. And hopefully, over those kind of 6 weeks, you should kind of get all the children back up to where they need to be to kind of go back to school in September.
And there's the personal impact that we have to consider as well on their mental well-being, on their physical well-being in some instances as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've noticed it with children at our school that have kind of come back. We've had to have lots of chats about how we kind of need to socialise with each other and how this is a bit different to how we normally play, and we've had to make sure that they are okay. And yeah, I think with having somebody regular in your home every day that you can actually interact with, which is what school gives you, that kind of social interaction, and saying, look, hey, you can talk and it's fine, and we can all chat through this, as well as learn and as well as having lots of fun.
And if we didn't know that people like you do a hell of a lot more than just teach our children maths and English, Ashley, then we're certainly learning that now, aren't we?
Yeah, hopefully.
God, yeah, just a bit. And just on your story, Ashley, as a teacher, how have you found it adapting to this new way of working, this new life?
It's been very different. I think it was when the school was first shut and all the kids went home. It was then a case of, well, what do we do? How do we teach children remotely? How can we kind of have access to that? Because ultimately 5 and 6 year olds don't have computers. They're going to need parents to help them do things, and some of them don't obviously have access to computers at all. So how do we make it accessible? And yeah, now we've kind of come back into school. It's so many new experiences for them, and we've had the school that I work at has been brilliant. We've had new sinks fitted and lots of kind of anti-bac that's available for the children to be able to use, and regularly washing hands, and we have temperatures taken 3 times a day. So that's becoming the norm now. This is part of school, as well as us learning, as well as us having fun. We also need to have our temperature checked. We need to look after each other, and we need to be kind and understand that this is a difficult situation to be in, but we're all in it together, and not to be too scared by it all.
How have you found the children have coped generally with that?
It's a mixed bag. Some kids have been absolutely fine and just kind of took it on board, and well, Mum and Dad said it's absolutely fine. We're back to school. It's brilliant. And some have been noticeably having problems, especially when it comes to kind of isolated play. The class that I have is when you have 8 children in my little class now, and we only see each other all day. They also only play with each other, so they're not allowed to play with the rest of their year or the year below. It's just us, our little 8 in a little pen, because we're an inner city London school. We don't have much outside space, so that's limited, and that's not great for them, because when you want to play in a larger space as possible. You don't want to be playing in a pen. So that's difficult, and it's difficult for mental health reasons, I think.
Yeah, goodness. When you just said that isolated play, it just sounds like such a strange and sort of clinical thing to be barrier to be applying to children whose natural instinct, I guess, is to crawl all over each other and to go wild and explore. And you want to, you'll know this, Ashley, you want to sort of almost harness some of those human instincts to go and explore and do things and play in them. But you're sort of almost having to undo a lot of that work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you've got to be so careful, because you've got to be, hey, guys, enjoy yourselves, have fun, but at the same time, be wary of what you are doing. Maybe don't give people as many hugs as you probably would, but then with that, it feels awful, because you're going, hang on a minute, it's your child, that's what you want to do. And it's just trying to make them aware of it. But yeah, they're only small, that's what they do. Social distancing doesn't work in schools. You can't have a social distance environment. It's just impossible. There's too many things that are touched, too many things that are kind of shared, even down to kind of pencils and pens in the classroom. Yes, they have their own pen, but like we found in the first couple of days. Pens get dropped on the floor, and you naturally pick them up and put them back on the table. Oh, hang on a minute, I shouldn't have done that. And it's trying to tell the children that as well, which it's just bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, pretty much. And is it a bit of a tough question, this one, actually, but so just your sense, but what kind of long-term effect do you think that is likely to have?
Look, I'm hoping that it's not going to have that much of a long-term effect. I'm hoping this just becomes something that we can kind of just build on and just build into our day-to-day life. So things like hand washing and temperature checks just become normal. I think that's something that we should regulate anyway, and that personal hygiene is something that we should be probably checking up on more than what we do in school environment and education. But I don't know. I hope it doesn't have any real long-term mental effects, on especially on children, with regards to playing, with regards to that social element, and with regards to that kind of feeling towards school. I would hate for anyone to kind of come out of this going, I'm now scared of going into that environment, therefore I would rather stay in my bubble at home. School should be somewhere that's exciting and fun for everybody, and I hope that they wouldn't kind of have a detrimental effect on them.
Yeah, I'm completely right about that. So we have some children still off, Ashley. We have the summer holidays looming, of course, as well. Enter Mr. Bates and his shed school. Let's talk about this then. What's the plan, Ashley? Mr. Bates, I should say. Forgive me.
The plan is, so we are, the Summer Shed School 2020. We are going to be doing daily fun live lessons on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. This is for children aged between 5 and 8, running from the 13th of July to the 21st of August. This is Monday through to Friday, and it's from 10 to 11 every morning. These are fun, free, interactive lessons to help children start kind of catch up on work that they've missed over the last few weeks of lockdown, and it's focusing on key areas, English, maths. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be fun. Phonics, spelling practice, daily times tables, maths problems, you name it. We're going to try and cover everything over 6 weeks. It's going to be great.
Great, excellent. Okay, this is the bit that I've been dreading. I'm trying to drag this out as long as I can, Ashley, because I know that you are armed with some questions to ask me and to put me to the test, aren't you?
I've got one or two. Yeah, I've got one or two. Are you ready?
Not really, no. Because I imagine that this is very much primary school age questions that you just know that I'm going to get wrong live on national radio. I'm not quite sure how you could ever be prepared for that kind of humiliation.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Well, let's go for it anyway. Let's give it a go. Go on then.
Okay, we'll go for a maths one first. All right, we'll go for maths.
Okay.
So some coaches carry 58 people, okay? A school decides to take 300 pupils and 38 staff to a visit to the beach. A single coach costs £128. How much will the total cost of the coaches come to?
Okay, so it's 58 people per...
So 58 people in each coach, yep. And the school decides to take 300 pupils and 38 staff. Okay. On a trip to the beach, and each coach costs £128. How much would it all cost?
Okay, I think you will need. I think you'll need 5 coaches. I think I'm working that out right. 5 coaches. Yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking that's going to be, give or take, a couple of spaces, I guess. Spare on one of the coaches. Can't wait alive for that. So that's 600. That's one.
It's hard when you're on the spot.
It is actually quite hard. That's one. That's 650 quid, isn't it? 128 is 640 quid.
Very close. Very close.
Okay.
Yeah. So 300 and the 38. So you got 338 total amount of people. You would actually need 6 coaches, which would give you 10 spaces spare. So 6 times 128, £768 in total you'll be spending on coaches.
768. Damn it! Well, I was fairly close. That was very good. Go on, let's do another. Go on then.
Okay, so this one's a bit of an English one. We use this one quite a lot just to warm up our brains. So this is great for making silly sentences and warming up your brain. So you basically try and make up a sentence which uses every word of the alphabet. So, for example, a big cat danced elegantly from garden houses. So each word begins with the next letter of the alphabet.
Okay, then.
Give it a go. It's quite, I must say, it's easy to start with. It gets very tricky towards the end.
Difficult. I can imagine you want to get to X, Y.
Yeah.
Okay. The alphabet. Okay. I need to remember the alphabet as well first, don't I suppose?
I know, that's the hard bit, isn't it?
That's the hard bit. Okay. Okay. A blue car drove 8 feet going...
Good, yeah.
Yeah, great. I'm getting myself into a cul-de-sac here, though. Going high intensity.
Yeah.
Just, okay. Oh, God. Just kind like...
let me help. Many naughty
other people.
Yeah, good.
Quickly,
brilliant.
Quickly ran
straight to. There we go. Using
very weird xylophones.
Yeah.
Is there any other word that begins with it? Xenophobia, I suppose.
Xenophobia, that's it,
I could throw that one in. Yesterday.
Zebras.
Zebra.
Yeah, it gets very tricky towards the end.
That's a really, really hard thing to do.
That was hard.
That was a very, very... I don't know if anybody was making a note there, but that was an incredibly messy sentence. I don't think would have passed, would it, Ashley? I think.
But hey, it's a great way to start a story. So from that, you could then develop something from it. So, yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Well done.
Exactly. Ashley, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Point people in the direction, Ashley, if they want to watch your stuff and subscribe and take your lessons over the next couple of months. How do they do that?
Yeah, do check it out. So our website is www.theshedschool.co.uk. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. At the moment, we're running after-school lessons. I'm doing Monday and Wednesday after school at 5. But the summer school will be starting on July the 13th all the way through to the 21st of August. That'll be live every day at 10 a.m. And you'll, find us, The Shed School. Just check us out.
Lovely. Good stuff, Ashley. Thank you so much, mate. Nice to talk to you. Good luck with it, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Ashley Bates, or Mr. Bates, I should say. James Max next on Talk Radio. We'll catch up with him after this.